Hi, Gabrielle. How are you doing today?
Hi, I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing good. My name is Andrew, and I am a sales rep for Apple. I've been focusing on a lot of community outreach and just really seeing how we can get our products into high schools. I know we emailed a little bit back and forth just over your music program and how you guys weren't really liking the current programs you were using. But I just kind of wanted to spend this meeting getting to know you a little bit and getting to know the high school you work for. So can you just tell me a little bit about you?
Well, my name's Gabrielle. I work for Stivers School for the Arts. I've been the program director for over 5 years now, and I work mainly in our music production class, and I guide that. We have about two classes that I want to build the skills in students so that they feel confident in music production in order to go into a college field in that.
Yeah, of course. And how long have you been working for Stivers?
About 5 years now.
Oh, wow. Nice. And did you go to school for music or you just kind of ended up there? Or...
So when I went to high school, I actually went to Stivers, and nothing to do with music though. I was actually in the creative writing program. I went into college and I kind of got interested in a bit of radio, which kind of got me interested in the software production, music production aspect. And then I just wanted to come back to Dayton.
Yeah, of course. So can you tell me a little bit about the current programs that you guys are using?
So right now we have Windows in our classroom, and we also use Appleton Live. I don't know if you've heard of that before,
Mhm.
um, but it runs a little bit slow on the Windows, and also it's a very complicated kind of program. It's not very beginner friendly for our earlier students, and we tend to spend a lot more time training the students on how to use it than actually giving them time to practice.
Yeah, of course. And then what would you say is the overall goal of your class?
I would say that the goal is kind of to prepare students with the main skills in music production and for them to find a way to apply that to their own music goals and careers. And then also just kind of get them to a point where they feel confident and comfortable in what they're producing.
Yeah, of course. So would you say you're using more of would you say that you're hoping for more of like a beginner program, just like an all around easy to use software that like maybe it's not as important to have like those like really high end features.
Yeah, I would say so. I'm somebody that's always used Apple products, so I'm very familiar with them myself. And then I've been kind of doing some research on GarageBand and Logic, and those are two of the programs that I'm kind of interested in having able to run on our new software. So I guess I was just kind of hoping to hear a little bit more in the future about what you could offer us on that aspect.
Yeah, of course. So I know you said you're familiar with Apple products. Or we talking like, do you have a MacBook? Do you have an iPhone, or what are you kind of?
Yeah, I personally have an iPhone and a MacBook. But like I said, within school we use Windows, and that's not something that the school's necessarily strict on. I was just thinking that the music programs would run a little bit better on those.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just trying to gauge like your personal familiarity, because GarageBand is something that's on MacBooks, it's on the iMacs that we do offer for schools and things like that. So, have you used it personally with your MacBook?
I have not, no.
Gotcha. Um, so I'll just tell you a little bit about it then. So GarageBand does come standard for free on all of our Apple products. So it does come on, on the iPads, on the MacBooks, and then on the iMac desktops. It's completely free to use. It has a whole bunch of different features on it, and that's something we could talk for hours about on everything you can do there. Um, and then that would just kind of be like your easy to use, beginner friendly. There's a lot of tutorials online that we offer directly through GarageBand, but it's something that's very easy to use just overall. And then for Logic, so that's going to be like a $200 flat fee. But once you pay for it, you have it forever. So you said you have two classes that you're currently teaching, right?
I do, yeah, a beginner and then a more advanced.
Gotcha. So, I mean, I think overall it's worth the investment. That's something that you could think about, but it's just $200 once and you have it forever on whatever software you're currently using. Versus, I know you said you're using Ableton Live. I know that's kind of a recurrent yearly subscription versus GarageBand, which is free, and then Logic, which is just, that flat fee forever. Um, and I will say, when looking at something like Logic, it just overall does run better on your iMacs versus your Windows software, because it was really created more to be used on the Macs.
Oh, that's great. I think that's really nice to hear. And when it comes to, having Logic or having GarageBand, um, is that something that we'd have to kind of change or have different accounts for every single Mac that we have in the classroom, or would students be able to kind of cohesively share those between them?
So it would work similar to how Windows works, where you could create the separate profiles for your students, if they wanted to save things specifically, to their, like Apple account. Or you could just have the standard one where, like a standard, just one account for all students, where you could just separate it through files.
Okay, sounds great.
Yeah. So do you think, like, right now, you have any questions over anything, or need to know any more about anything else?
I guess if I were to ask anything, um, I I feel like an important thing to me is kind of the accessibility of MacBooks for students. Based on what you've had before, are they kind of very well received with students, or is that kind of difficult in your opinion?
I think it's overall very well received. I feel like nowadays there's an Apple version for everything, so even with your Microsoft Office, it's very easy to use, like Excel and Word and things like that, PowerPoint, on there. So I don't think nowadays it's as big as an adjustment as it may have been before.
Okay, sounds great. Thank you for your input.
Yeah, of course. So I think just the biggest thing I want you to take away from our meeting today is that, I want to make sure that you get the right products for you and your class and your overall goals, and that, I have the ability to work with you and just to find the perfect product for you so that you're happy with your purchase.
Yeah, and I really do appreciate that. I hope that I was able to give you the information you need to do what you do. And then if you have any more questions, I'll always be available.
Yeah, absolutely. I look forward to our next meeting then.
Thank you so much.
You have a great day.